Hello and welcome. This video is called Cronjobs. It's about scheduling whatever you want to happen whenever you want. Just to let me explain a little bit more, I've turned to my friend 𝗦𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗗 overlord, and I've asked it, well, what is a cron job? So it expands on the concept of cron, cronjobs, and crontabs, and this is what it says. Cron is a time-based job scheduler in Unix-like operating systems. Users can schedule jobs, commands, or scripts to run automatically at a specified time and date. These scheduled commands or scripts are known as cronjobs. A crontab is a simple text file containing a list of commands meant to be run at specified times. Each line of the file represents a single cron job and follows a particular syntax. So basically, there's a file called crontab for each user in a Linux system. And in that crontab is a list of cron jobs that begin with these 5 dots. And these 5 dots, more or less, you can modify them to basically encode a point in time. Like it could be once a week, once a month, at 5 o'clock each Friday. There is a website called crontab Guru that you could just mess around with until you get the timing of these scripts down perfect. It's not really the best use of my time to expand on that. So an example would be, a bash script here running. If this is 0, 3, it's going to run every day at 3 a.m. So if it was like 15, it would be 3 p.m., for example. Okay, so that's what they are. The next question is, why cron jobs? By the way, here is a stable diffusion interpretation of what I just wrote over here. Python can automate your life so you can live on the beach with your hot girlfriend. I had to put the Python logo there. But if you watch a lot of Python YouTube, a lot of people talk about Python automation, Python automation, Python automation. Python does this and that for me. Well, all of that happens through a mechanism like cronjobs. I think that's probably the best solution to the problem. In terms of the people that use cronjobs the most, these are Linux system administrators, and this is Stable Diffusion telling you what a Linux system administrator looks like. Well, they basically do things like scheduling regular system maintenance, they run backups, they run updates, they monitor systems, and basically they can set up alarms to get triggered if the resources are used to too large of an extent. And they can do what we're going to do here, is automating custom scripts and applications. So in my personal case, I was messing around with the Twitter API, and I wrote a little neat script that notifies all my Twitter followers when I have a new video, that tweets out a video every Friday. It was all well and good, and I mean, this was it. And it only took me like half a day. So the problem I had is that it wasn't really automatic, so I had to keep running it on my computer. And then I put it on my Raspberry Pi to run in a forever loop, which just seemed like a waste of resources. Eventually, I figured out that cron jobs were the ultimate solution to the problem. So right now I'm going to show you both how I implemented my Twitter script and also from scratch how you can implement cron jobs in your project. Let's go. So here we are in my Kali VM. By the way, this is a remote server running Kali that's running my Twitter cron. And I'll show you what this looks like. There is a scheduler script that basically runs this, runs my Twitter bot. And if I go into crontab list, it happens every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, the gizmo checks if I've had a new Python video, and then if it's Friday, it posts that video. Maybe I can just show you the Twitter code. So so I've got two functions. One's the Friday tweet, one is the new vid tweet. The new vid one basically does it if the video is less than 24 hours old, and it does it only once. And the other one basically checks. Actually, I ran it on a Wednesday, so this should be 5 for Friday. and basically also makes sure that we haven't tweeted twice in one day, so I don't want to be spamming too much. Okay, so why don't we start by demonstrating how cron tabs work. So I've created my own little cron master profile. So if I go here, I'll go to cd cron master. So I'm going to do this in Linux in such a way that we're not a root user, which is a safer way to do it. So if you go crontab L, you're going to see your crontab file, but there is no crontab. So now you're going to decide to create one, crontab -e. So now we're going to choose to edit this with nano, and we have ourselves a crontab. We can just copy this to say, hey, we're going to run something every minute, and we need to run something. So like, why don't we just echo something hi and add hi to log.txt. I don't think you need to create a log. This, if I go into, there is one little downside. Sorry, I'm going to edit this, and I need to figure out with Linux. It's always best to actually have the full path to each file. The relative path doesn't always work. So I think we were in home, cron master, and then log.txt, control X, yes. pwd home cron master, yeah. So what's going to happen here is that within 1 minute, and I might be fast forwarding this, we should see the log file appear, and it's going to have the word hi written in it. That's basically scheduled a cron job, and it executed, a bash command. It put echo into a file, cat log.txt, and it says hi. So every minute it's going to have another hi, and basically, yeah, that's a cron job. So if you want to do this at a bit of scale, suppose you're going to run multiple Python scripts that are going to interface with multiple APIs, and suppose that you do not want to run simultaneous applications because you don't want to have a headache and you don't want to think about multi-threading. And the one way that I can guarantee that everything happens at once is that I'm going to create a bash script that's going to then call Python scripts one at a time, and I'm going to test that. So suppose, just by the way, before we move on, log.txt, this is going to have two highs. So suppose I create two Python scripts that are going to run one after another. And what's that going to look like? Nano script1.py. So if I import time and from date time, import date time, I could do something like script starting and then date time dot now. So this is going to print the time that the script starts. Maybe I can like dot. I'm basically simulating something that's going to take a bit of time, especially like, with API, sending out requests, receiving information, getting tokens, all of that. So this script is going to take 3 seconds. So script finished, and then I'm going to say date time dot now. So if this is all good, I'm going to make a copy of it and basically make another one. Python 3 script starting. And funnily enough, this is not my time zone. I don't know what the default time zone is for daytime. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we can do script 2. Script2.py. Put that in. I'm going to say script 2 starting. The other one should have been script 1. whatever, script 2 finished. Maybe I can create some kind of space barrier, and then I can put this information in the log. I'm gonna make this script 1. Control X. Okay, so now I got these 2 scripts. Suppose now that I want to call them one after another. How would I do this in a cron job? I could obviously put them one after another in the cron jobs, or I could actually run a bash file that calls one script after another. I prefer to run a bash file because, like, you can just then copy that one bash file, and that I don't know. To me, it's a bit more organized. So I'm going to create a bash file, nano scheduler.sh, and in here I'm just going to write Python 3 script 1.py. Again, full path, probably full path. Home cron master. Okay, and then I can put that into log.txt and then run script 2. Okay, control X, Y. So now we're going to make this executable. Chmod X. It hasn't changed color. I don't know why. And it's not auto-completing. Permission denied. ls. Am I the... Wow, read write, there's no execute permissions, even though I'm the owner of it. Okay, so you can just go do this. 7.11, this is like the safest, so only you have read write execute. No one else can do anything with it. You might not want to do that. I think 7.5.5 is like the sort of nice one. Other people can read it, but no one can execute it. What was my name of the file? Scheduler. ls. See, now it's executable, and now you can run it. Scheduler.sh. And after this runs, you could cat the log, and the log is going to have the scripts. Yeah, the scripts have run, it's a-okay. And now that the scripts have run, you could basically go into the cron tab and fix it. There is one thing, maybe you can tell me, because I find that most people, when they write the bash scripts, they do the shebang on top, like the hash exclamation mark, bin bash. I don't know. Why do people do that? I find that, like, all Linux systems have no problems finding bash. But anyway, maybe you can tell me. Crontab edit. So, instead of this high business, all I need, this should be able to execute it. Don't even have to press the standard execution. All I need to do is scheduler.sh. And this will happen every minute. So let me echo reset, put that into the log. So cat, the log is empty. So now every minute the cron tab should run script 1, script 2, and it should like put it into the log when the script is finished. And this is in effect what happens in my cloud server. I have a Linode, and it's going to run a series of Python files, one after another, doing all of my API automation. I will, in the meantime, probably have a little bit more time to spend with my baby daughter. I won't be at the beach. Let's see if this has worked. Yeah. So script 1 has started, finished. I mean, I got it literally in the middle of its, so it should be script 2 now finished. So as soon as I've got 2 instances of it, that basically confirms, that everything has worked. Anyway, guys, if you've liked this video, hopefully you could press a like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the stable diffusion images and ChatGPT use. I thought it was a lot of fun. Cat log.txt. We are seconds away from confirmation that, you know, cronjobs have been a success. Log.txt. Come on. This is like buying tickets for a concert. Ah! Yep, there we go. That's success. So it's going to have 2. Cat, log.txt. There you go. That's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. See you in another one.